Hello, I'm Matthew Gavidia. Today in the MJ's Life Sciences Medical World News, the Center for Biosimilars is pleased to welcome Chad Pettit, Executive Director of Marketing and Global Biosimilars Commercial Lead for Amgen. Follow-on products that have been developed and marketed by originator companies threaten to co-opt a large chunk of business from biosimilars. What is your take on whether this is a healthy market activity versus depriving healthcare consumers of lower cost care?
You know, my I believe that innovation should be encouraged regardless of where it comes from. And innovation it creates more treatment options for patients. It allows for competition across a class of medicines, and the more the better. And I, when you look at innovation in the class, and then you look at biosimilars coming into the marketplace and creating competition, that's really good news for patients. It's really good news for the healthcare system in terms of the cost savings that can be achieved and the sustainability that that produces then over the long term.
Although biosimilars are launching at lower WC and ASP2 reference products, are we seeing sufficient biosimilar penetration in the marketplace? Why or why not?
Yeah, we're seeing manufacturers launch at wholesale acquisition price or WAC that's generally 15 to 30%, 37% lower than the reference product. And like I said, competition is also resulting in lower average sales price for both the reference product and the biosimilars, which leads to this additional savings. And so I would look at the cost savings that's resulting through competition on price, as well as the uptake that we're seeing with biosimilars, and in totality, that creates uh, that creates significant cost savings for the system.
Can you compare the growth trajectories of filgrastim and infliximab biosimilars and discuss why there is so much divergence between the two?
Yeah, if you look at um, so so you have if you look at supportive care, it's the most mature U.S. Category. The first biosimilar that came into the marketplace was a biosimilar filgrastim. And I think there's really good insights in terms of how biosimilars and the reference products change over time and gain share over a period of time. And in that case, gaining over 70% market share over 5 years. If you look at inflammation, three of the top six best-selling biologics are anti-inflammatories, and so it's a important question in terms of infliximab, which is the third best-selling anti-inflammatory, and we believe that the competition in that marketplace will lead to significant cost savings. And if you look at the bigger picture and compare the cost savings that Europe has seen with infliximab versus the cost savings that the U.S. has seen with infliximab so far, the totality of cost savings in the U.S. actually exceeds the totality of savings in Europe. And so I would say that really we're on track. Every product's going to have every class is going to have different levels of uptake, but overall, we're really seeing a marketplace that's taking off.
Can you discuss one or two reference products for which ongoing biosimilar competition is likely to be impressive in the coming years?
Well, we've just launched two biosimilar oncology therapeutics, and the story's not over on those. That's really starting to play out, and we've been very pleased to see um, commercial payers put the tools in place that they have, and our ability to compete in the marketplace. and see really good market share with those products. Of course, the big one that's coming is adalimumab, uh, uh, and that's exciting. It's the number one selling biologic in the marketplace, and we're Amgen has a biosimilar adalimumab, and we're excited about that marketplace.
How widespread is this trend of health plans and PBMs replacing reference products with biosimilars on formulary or making biosimilars preferred? And do you have confidence that this will continue?
Yeah, like I said, the U.S. commercial insurers really do have all the tools that they need to support the adoption of biosimilars. And that ranges from formulary management to value-based programs. To date, like I said, we've seen significant savings to Medicare and commercial payers as prices have declined for both. We're seeing very good uptake rates, and I would just say that all of this together just demonstrates that the marketplace is receptive to biosimilars, that the stakeholders have confidence, that the payers as well as the providers are very open to a biosimilar that comes in and competes, and that's what we want to see. Our belief is in terms of U.S. policymakers, the best thing that we can do with biosimilars and to achieve long-term cost savings is to nurture a sustainable marketplace with biosimilars by creating effective policies that allow for head-to-head competition between the innovator biologic, the biosimilars, and between biosimilars.
What more is needed on the payer side to increase access?
The payers really have all the tools that they need. If anything, what's needed is continued education, and education that is scientifically accurate and creates the confidence that providers need and that patients need to then adopt biosimilars.
And lastly, what will be the future key drivers of biosimilar uptake? Would the 2019 Senate bill Prescription Drug Pricing Reduction Act have a substantial impact?
I think if you look at the big picture of the U.S. healthcare system, uh, what we need in the long term is a sustainable marketplace. We need a marketplace uh, that creates a foundation that includes intellectual property for this to allow for the risk and the investment in innovative medicine. It's that burden of the disease that's really the cost in the healthcare system, and then also create a level playing field and appropriate regulatory standards that allow for investment in biosimilars, which create cost savings uh, that allow for sustainability and over the long term. And if I look back, um, Amgen made a decision in 2010 to invest in biosimilars and to develop a portfolio of biosimilars. And if we look back, it was really just the right thing to do. And as we stand now here in 2020, facing a global pandemic that's putting tremendous pressure on patients and policymakers and hospitals and physicians in terms of financial burden, here we are with this really strong portfolio of biosimilars and a broader marketplace beyond Amgen of competitors who come into the marketplace and are bringing what our belief is we can bring reliably supplied high quality biosimilars and help alleviate some of this financial burden that we're all facing. So we're very optimistic and I believe that there's a tremendous amount of hope that biosimilars provide now in the immediate term with the pandemic that we're facing, but also as we look well into the future.
To learn more, visit our website, centerforbiosimilars.com. I'm Matthew Gavidia. Thanks for joining us.